Hi, hello. I'm Hans. I'm an intersex artist, activist, and tangled pile of Easter grass. And what would my channel be without an inaugural video asking the question, what is intersex? Intersex people are born with some combination of traits such as chromosomes, hormones, and genitals that do not fit typical ideas about bodies. This type of definition isn't wrong, and it also doesn't really tell you very much about how being intersex applies to real people's lives and bodies. The idea is that you're either born with body type A, which is going to look something like this, or body type B, which is going to look something like this. 98 to 99% of people are born with either body type A or body type B, including most people who are transgender. I bring this up because a lot of people are starting to have a concept of what it means to be transgender, but for intersex people, I don't really think we're there yet. Being transgender is about your gender being different than what was assumed for you at birth. Being intersex means that something about your body doesn't exactly line up with path A or path B. Transgender and intersex are distinct concepts, but they do share a lot of overlapping issues, which I'll get to in later videos. Intersex people can have any gender and any sexual orientation, and many do grow up to be straight men, straight women. Myself, not so much. So when you're intersex, right off the bat, you already have the gift of creativity. All on your own, your body has decided to wander off the beaten path. In my opinion, that's pretty cool. Understanding intersex requires understanding the basics of how human sex development works. So I'm going to take everybody back to 8th grade biology. There we learn that most men have XY chromosomes and most women have XX chromosomes. Of course, that's not the end of the story. In fact, if we think of human sex development as a train, chromosomes are only the very first station. All fetuses, no matter their chromosomes, start off on a default path towards developing female, or path A, anatomy. Branching off onto path B to create structures like a penis requires many more intricate signals happening, kind of like pulling switches on a train track. Take someone like me. Chromosomally, I'm XY, but I slept on a lot of the signals that would have pushed me towards that path B development. And so the default for genitalia, internal anatomy, those types of development are to go down the female or path A route. So chromosomes are the very start of the process. From there, a lot of elements of human sex anatomy are what we call homologous, meaning that they originate from the same place. Paths A and B are not as different as you might think. So a lot of us have probably heard the term gonads before, and a lot of us have probably heard that word wrongly used as a synonym for testes. Gonads become testes, ovaries, ovotestes, or neither. Another part of the picture is how your body responds to hormones that those gonads produce. Some intersex people make hormones that their bodies don't even know what to do with. For example, if you are androgen insensitive, you might make testosterone from your internal testes. But since you are insensitive to that testosterone, your body has no clue what to do with it. So a lot of androgen insensitive intersex people, their body naturally converts that testosterone right back into estrogen. With genitals, a lot of elements are also just on a sliding scale. The same tissue becomes either a clitoris or a penis, depending on signals that you get along your sex development train. Since a lot of these traits are spectrums, some intersex people might have a structure that falls somewhere size-wise in between the two. Another homologous structure is labia versus scrotum. Many intersex people don't have genital differences. A lot of intersex people have variations that aren't immediately noticed at birth. Our natural differences are not medical problems. They're just different, less common points on a series of spectrums. So who does the word intersex apply to? I would say that the word applies to anyone, one, whose life experiences have to do with not having a body that's exactly path A or path B, and two, who wants to use that word to describe those experiences. Medically, there's over 40 different terms for how intersex traits can express in a body. But it's important to me that people understand what intersex looks like and can be like in non-medicalized and non-stigmatizing terms. So next time I'm going to talk a little bit about what different intersex variations can look and be like in a body, and I'm going to also break down why I think there's 3 categories or 3 types of intersex variations. Next stop, part 2! Stay tuned!